Do you know what I like to do before I have people over for dinner? I like to look at some baseball cards. All right, I have a whole random array of cards to show you right now. And I'm going to start off. Now, I get a lot of comments, or I see a lot of videos where people say, you know, I picked this up because I saw it on your channel. Or they'll comment and say, I'm on eBay right now. I paused your video. I'm looking for cards. I'm going to venture a guess that I'm going to have a lot of people chasing this one when I show it. This is a 1984 Smokey the Bear Tony Gwynn. On the back it says, I cover a lot of territory, and so do forest fires. Please be careful. Not a card you see every day. I got this cool 1971 Bazooka Maury Wills. In sticking with the Bazooka, I got these two panels from 1968 Bazooka. Those are tough. And here's the Maury Wills. And he's telling you how to slide, which is really cool, since he had set the stolen base record and held it at this time with 104. And then possibly the greatest defensive second baseman of all time, Bill Mazeroski, telling you how to field. Here's a 1953 Billy Pierce, good pitcher. Here's a 1971 Top Super, Bert Campaneris. Man, he doesn't get a whole lot of love these days in the hobby, does he? Part of the great A's team. Another really good pitcher, Sudden Sam McDowell. They called him Sudden Sam because he had a very slow wind up, and the delivery was deceiving because it didn't look like he was throwing hard at all, and then that ball would come flying out. He had a really, he threw hard. It's an old all-star game where he strikes out Willie Mays and Willie McCovey.
One down, nobody on. One strike to Mays. Ball one. Willie hit his 500th home run here in the Astrodome.
Right down here first.
A pop foul. That's fading toward the seats. Out of play. One ball, two strikes. McDowell strikes him out. Well, McDowell struck out two in a row. Two strikes. There it is. He struck out the side. That was a quick and right around the knees. No run for the Astros.
1967. Another great pitcher. And you don't hear a whole lot about him anymore. I don't see a whole lot of people showing his cards. Is Mike Marshall. That's his rookie card, 1968. One of my favorite all-time cards is the 1975 Topps. Also have the O-Pee-Chee. And the 76 Topps. Mike Marshall won a Cy Young, was 3 times saves leader, and he holds a record, man. He was the original Iron Mike. That's what they called him. He was a workhorse, and he holds a record for 106 appearances in a single season. And a lot of these old firemen, you just don't see people showing cards or talking about, like going back to John Hiller. John Hiller was relief pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. Had, I believe, a heart attack. Came back, won Comeback Player of the Year, and then set a record for saves. And Bobby Thigpen, who remembers him? He had, I think he broke Hiller's record, but he held the single season saves record at one time. How about Eric Gagne? He had 84 saves in a row. So, a lot of these old players, especially pitchers, baseball fans have a tendency to, only remember the guys who played 2 decades or more. And there were a lot of phenomenal players who really dominated for a much shorter period of time. And a lot of times they get lost to history. If you're old enough to remember the brilliant season Mark Fidrich had, or if you participated in Fernando Mania, or if you remember J.R. Richard before he had a stroke, how good he was. And you don't see a lot of interest for their cards or hear a whole lot about them. I know true baseball fans and older baseball fans who watch these guys, they have an appreciation. But sometimes I think we get so focused on only the absolute top guys who played, 24 years and racked up a bunch of stats. They weren't always the most dominant. Even some guys in the Hall of Fame who had the longest careers. I got this Ohtani when he became the first 40-40 guy for the Dodgers. And of course, that's already obsolete. He's now over 50-50. Got this great, Sile Apps. This is a beehive. And this is a photo that is stuck on this parchment paper kind of thingy. Multiple year set. 1934 to 44. Great hockey player. What else do I have here? Here's Jack Butler, Football Hall of Famer. One of the earlier Steelers to get in. Ken Dryden. Here's a fantastic Ken Dryden and has a nice miscut. Love it. Kind of a diagonal cut there. Ken Dryden, what a goalie in the 70s. Here's a Warren Moon rookie card. And one of the cards I cherished at this time was my Louis Lips rookie card. Great receiver. Good return man, too. Man, this is an old World of Sport Pele I got years and years ago. Cartoony kind of set. My man, Gary, Golden Slumber. Man, he sent me a care package and a nice letter. And I wanted to show a few highlights that he sent me. This TJ Watt. I had to put some of them in hoarders. Cordell Stewart. Man, when Cordell first came up and he was Slash, what a playmaker he was. He took the NFL by storm. He was the #1 selling jersey that year. And it's kind of a shame that he didn't stay in the Slash role, in my opinion. He wanted to be a quarterback. And he wasn't a bad quarterback. But as Slash, he would be in the Hall of Fame. What a playmaker. Fantastic receiver. Could run over people, run past people. Super fast. He was fun to watch. He also sent me this Ralph Kiner, and it's numbered to 50. And this 1988 Willie Stargell, honorary. What is he? Honorary All-Star. Here's another Cordell Stewart, 2000 Bowman Chrome. And he sent me this Blue Moon Odom. And I always liked Blue Moon growing up. I remember I showed my dad a card. I was going through my cards, and he was like, Blue Moon. And ever since then, I was kind of fascinated with him. And it's interesting that you sent me this, Gary, because this is a 2002 Panini Golden Age. Or 2012, not 2012. And I collect that set. It has all kind of cool stuff in it. And I collect, and they've made it in 2013 and 14 too, I believe. I'll collect all the years, but 2012 is the year I bought a box and started collecting. And I got this. Bill Madlock. Piece of his jersey there from that set. And this is from a different year, but these are cool. Here's Steve Carlton signed card. Jim Bouton. And Steve Yeager. First one to wear one of those. What's interesting about this is Steve Carlton must be, he was known to be eccentric, and he listened to, I believe, Alan Watts. He was very philosophical. And you could see that these look like they're meant to be signed there. But he left that open and signed down here. And I never noticed until I pulled these out to show. What else do we have? We have a Bobby Smith. One of my all-time favorite football cards is this one. Tony Dorsett in action. I love this set. I didn't have the regular card, so I picked it up. And I didn't have the Ronnie Lott rookie in action card. Now I know, only the main card gets any love. I don't even know if you can call this a rookie card under the rookie card rules. But it's a card in the set. And it's from his rookie card year. Ronnie Lott. Guy lost part of a pinky because he wouldn't come out of the game. They don't make them like that anymore. Got this Kyle Schwarber. Sepia toned from last year's Topps. Topps Chrome. Cool card. Got this Gale Sayers. I re-slabbed. Piece of his jersey. He's always fascinated with Gale Sayers. Listening to my dad tell me about him growing up, how phenomenal he was. Of course, he had that awful knee injury that he was never the same after that. Scored 6 touchdowns in one game, and it should have been 7. Took him to the 1-yard line, and the coach pulled him for another player to score. When I was growing up, he was on a Stroh's commercial. He was in a Stroh's commercial. And he left his Stroh's on the plane. And the plane was taken off, and he tracked it down, and he got his Stroh's and came back, and his shoes were smoking. You watch film on this guy, my favorite all-time running back.
Hey, Gale, how's the drift? Great, very good. Good. Oh, no, not again. Wait, let's throw. Hey, look at that guy. Wait. Wow, he caught that jet. Hey, it's Gale Sayers.
Boy, Mr. Sayers, you were really flying.
Had to. Nobody's taking off with my Strohs.
From one lover to another Strohs.
And I got these cool cards, and I realized I wanted to get Ray Lewis too. So I ordered up a Ray Lewis. These are cheap, but they're really cool. And they are greatest hits. It's a greatest hits series here. Troy Polamalu. James Harrison. And here's Ed Reed. And you know, these two, along with Ray Lewis, watching these guys go at it twice a year, man, these are fantastic football players right here. I don't think it gets much better than that. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I better go help my wife get ready, or she might come looking for me. Thanks for hanging out with me.